Yo, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Winning Hand podcast. I don't even know what edition this is. This is probably number like fucking 50 something. My bad for missing last week. I was caught up playing Ghosts. You know what I'm saying? Like I was caught up playing Ghosts and I didn't feel like talking to y'all about shit. You know what I mean? I play video games. A video game was out. I ain't gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to play games and then talked about them afterwards. So when Ghost came out, I ain't want to fuck with talking to y'all at all because what the fuck am I gonna talk about? A game is out. I feel like motherfuckers who play video games, that's more important. I'd rather fucking play them than talk about them, right? So I just got done earlier today, about half an hour ago. You know what I mean? I was hoping to finish before 9, man, so I can talk about it, but the game went on longer than I originally thought. But it's all good though. Yeah, man. So I'm here to talk about what's up, Stardust and fam. You know what I mean? I finished it. I won't spoil nothing for y'all. But I finished the game. I just recently finished it. I will say this though. I will say that I'm glad I fucking saved before the final mission. I suggest y'all do the same because there's some wild shit that happens. You know what I'm saying? Some wild shit that happened. But I don't want to, I don't want y'all to, get spoiled or nothing. So I'm not gonna tell y'all what that is. But I would suggest you save do a manual save of the game, like right, a mission or two before the end. You don't wanna just keep on going because you know what I'm saying, it's just wild as fuck. So save your game a mission or two before the final mission, right? But let me talk to y'all about Ghost for a little bit, and of course the Xbox showcase because that happened over the week, um, and also the DualSense. Tell you the truth, the DualSense is like my favorite thing about the PS5. You can miss me with all the power talk and all that shit because first of all, I don't really understand none of that shit anyways. You know what I'm saying? I don't really understand that shit anyway, so I'm not here to talk about power and SSD and all that shit because I barely understand what's going on there. But I saw the controller fucking the fucking controller breakdown and shit, so I'm hyped for that. But let's go into it though, right? Ghost of Tsushima. Um, the story itself is decent. It's pretty good. It's not like the most amazing story in the world, you know. What's up, Cyber Dragon? You know what I'm saying? Crack the meme. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second, man. Like that's just wow. I'm still hyped up on Ghost because I just finished it. There's still things that I gotta do in the game. Like you know how like you complete the open world game, but you haven't done all the little quests and stuff, and you know what I mean it'll still linger. And the game combat is so good. I want to keep playing it. I want to keep playing Ghost until I finish everything. It might be the first game I platinum by accident. You know what I'm saying? Because I just want to do shit in this game. I'm kind of mad there's no new game plus, just like how God of War is. Like when they first came out, there was no new game plus. I think in order, what's up, Lincoln? I think in order for them to do new game plus, they're gonna have to like scale down certain things you get from the go. Like I don't know if telling y'all about ghost mode is spoiling. I'm just gonna say that you'll get a mode called ghost mode if you haven't gotten there yet. It's and it's OP as fuck. So I mean, if you could take ghost mode out and let me have all my equipment, new game plus, that'll be alright. You know what I mean? Or certain shit like don't let me have all the shit, right? Just maybe scale it down a little bit. Give me most of the abilities and weapons and armor and shit that I already have, but not give me all the equipment. You know what I mean? Don't like stop like two-third through. I think that'd be good if you can give me all the abilities and equipment I have two-third through the way, then that'll be cool, right? But like I was saying, man, Ghost, the story, there's it's not like there's a lot of twists and turns and shit was crazy or shit you didn't expect. Like I expected everything that was gonna happen. Like and and so that's not where the story of Ghost is good at. The story of Ghost where it's good at is it hit tropes really well. Like it get all the tropes right, right? Like for instance, you play as a bad motherfucker, right? That's basically what most samurai movies and samurai myth and legends, all that shit, it's just about one bad motherfucker. Or sometimes it's a group of bad motherfuckers. but usually it's about one bad motherfucker, right? Ghost of Tsushima could have been titled Feudal Japan, you fuck with the right one. You know what I mean? And that could have been the title of Ghost of Tsushima, because that's basically what it is. But it hit all the tropes though, and the story actually is decently deep for what it is. It's just not like a story that we've never seen, or stories like, like I still say The Last of Us has a better story in my opinion. But the reason why Ghost is good is because the tropes in the story was hit correctly. You play, that one motherfucker that y'all shouldn't have fucked with, but y'all fuck with him, and it's a wrap, right? And I don't know if y'all noticed that this subtle hint, like at the early part of the game, told you that Jin is gonna go the route that he went anyways, because he read I'm not God of War. He read fucking Art of War from Sun Tzu. And if you even read God, like, what I'm saying, Art of War before, I have, and I'm not bullshitting on that. I read it when I was young as fuck, to where I didn't barely understood it. I read it 3 times throughout my life, and every time I read it at different portion of my life. I read it the first time I read it, I was 12, and I barely understood it. You know what I mean? Like the first time I read it in English when I was 12. The second time I read it in Vietnamese, and I was like 21, 22-ish. And the third time I read it in Vietnamese again, and I was like in my early 30s already. And at each point in my life, every time I read it, I learned something new, or like realized what it was saying, what I mean, for the first time. Because when I was younger, I was reading through it, certain things I just didn't understand. But if you read Art of War, then you know Jin is going to become the man he's going to become. And it's just a subtle hint that got dropped. It's just, amidst of everything, you didn't even realize it. Because you were like, well, they had to read some Mongol, scrolls. And he was like, well, if it's in Chinese, I could read it. Why is that? Oh, because I had to learn how to read it to read Art of War. And that was it. They didn't really mention it much. But as soon as I heard that, I'm like, oh shit, this motherfucker's gonna turn into the man he's gonna turn into. Because he read God, I'm saying, why do I keep saying God of War? Art of War, right, by Sun Tzu. If y'all don't know, Sun Tzu was um, a master strategist, and he wrote a guidebook on how to conduct war, right? And what he's saying is, war is a mean to an end. There's no honor or anything to it. Matter of fact, it's better for you to send one spy, one assassin, to go kill a whole group of people than have to waste an army. The best thing about fighting a war, like the best way to fight a war, is to not lose one soldier, but capture the prize. Because that's all it really is. War is nothing more than the capture of a prize here or there. You know what I mean? Like, you engage in war for only a few reasons. For hatred and anger, because, let's say somebody from that land killed the Lord's son, and the Lord's fucking pissed off, and you want to wage war with that country. That's one. Or that country has something you have, and you want to take it from them. Or your country has something another country have, and they trying to take it from you. Whether it's land, whether it's, gold, whatever the case may be. War is a means to an end. There's no need for honor and all this other shit. That's what samurai does. They put honor on everything, but it's unnecessary. You feel me? That's very unnecessary. So Ghost was the shit, man. It hits tropes really well. Uh, homies from the past betraying you, right? Cold ass, cold ass teachers getting betrayed by their students, right? Like all the tropes that they have was perfect. They handled tropes very well, and that's what is good about the story of Ghost, because none of it was unexpected. Everything that happened you can expect. Betrayal, bloodshed, all that. Everything that makes a good ninja slash samurai story good is in there. You know, legendary warriors that you fucking find and fight, what I mean, and duel with. Those duels, man, is probably my favorite things in the game. Like, when people talk about Ghost, they talk about how good the combat is, which as of right now, Ghost has the best combat in any open world game. Change my mind. One of y'all change my mind and tell me, you know what I'm saying? Tell me Ghost does not have the best open world combat. Name one game that has a better open like combat, like an open world game. Some games are based on pure combat, so they a lot of times they could be better than this. But as far as an open world game, Ghost has the best combat. The only issue I have with combat in this game is stealth. Stealth is too easy. It's too easy to stealth. The AI is a fucking moron, and I played it on hard mode. I did not play it on medium or easy. I played it straight up on hard mode, and it does. I don't know if it matters. Like, is the AI even dumber in medium and soft mode? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But in hard mode, like stealthing around ain't shit. I feel you, Dom, but I wish Aloy had more melee. You feel me? I wish Aloy had more melee attack with her spear. She has like one or two simple melee attack with her spear. Like her range game is off the hook though. You know what I mean? She got mad range attacks. Bows and arrows and slingshots and trap. You know what I'm saying? Trap wires and all kinds of shit. But her melee game really weak. You know what I mean? But it's fair though. It's fair. Like, I'm not saying Horizon gameplay is bad. It's very good for what it is, but there is a lot of things lacking on it. And also it's based on it's based on a white girl that fight robot dinosaurs. It's the human AIs in that game is even dumber than one in the Ghost. You know what I'm saying? Like the AI in the Ghost, like the fighting part of it, when you fight them, they on point. But when you stealth them, it's a cakewalk. Like, I thought before I went into this game, I thought I would be doing way more stealth, but I did very little stealth. I challenged motherfuckers like a beast. You know what I'm saying? I just walk up in a camp and be like, come through and get this shit. You know what I'm saying? Come through and get this fucking work, motherfucker. Like, I'm ready. Bring your ass out here. Like 4 or 5 motherfuckers run out, and I'll just cleave through these motherfuckers, right? Yo, exactly, fam. Just like your name. That's how I was. That's how I was in the game, fam. I just walk up on a Mongol fucking. Just walk up on a Mongol. What is it, like a base, and just like, come get this work, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't do no stealth. I barely do any stealth unless it's required of me. You know what I mean? Unless, a certain mission required me to do stealth. That's the only time I do it. But the combat's way more fun. I think, of course, when we talk about it, combat is already a given. It's like the best thing about the game. Um, and of course, if you mention Ghost of Tsushima at this point, the three things that stand out the most is, of course, the visuals, um, the combat, and the loading. Because there's damn near no loading. Yeah, yeah, Kumu. I definitely agree. Like, Horizon has really good range weapons and all that kind of stuff, but melee was lacking. Well, Ghost, like, I wouldn't even say Ghost have like poor, range attack, because he has a lot of range attack. It's just the thing is that they must have focused on the samurai aspect of it too well. Like, Sucker Punch grew up. I guess them motherfuckers grew up watching samurai movies, so they want to get that on point, and it's so on point that everything else kind of pale in comparison. Exactly, Dom. Like, I'm in full beast mode every time chance I get. Fuck stealth. I'll just come in raw with it. I think that's the three things you could say about Ghost that's just fucking incredible. The environment, like how beautiful it is. Like, it's not so much even like the 4K or 8K or all that stuff. It's just the art behind it. It's just fucking gorgeous. They know how to build this world, right? And the world is fucking incredible. Like, you can actually believe it, right? It's just artistic. It's almost like a Japanese live painting. You know what I mean? It's just gorgeous, bro. But the combat visuals and load screens are like the best three things about it. Like, the loading is so fucking quick to where like you're not even ready. You know what I mean? Like, this one time I fast traveled, right, and I put the controller down to run to the restroom real quick. You know what I'm saying? Take a piss and come back. Usually I could do that with any game and come back and still wait for a couple seconds. I did that. Like I fast traveled, went to the restroom, came back, and Jin is dead because he already showed up there and Mongols attacked him, and I'm not on the stick, so his motherfucker just died. That's how quick that shit is. You know what I mean? That's how quick that shit is, and I was not ready. I was mad as fuck. I'm like, motherfucker, I died. Like I could hear my fucking controller vibrating and shit. You know what I'm saying? On my fucking desk, and it just yeah. But I don't think people gave the like I seen some people like while I was playing the game, and people was like complaining that Jin has no personality. I'm like, I'm not sure what y'all talking about, man. He has plenty of personality. Like it's subtle as fuck. Like this dude has like a dark sense of humor. I don't know if y'all noticed it, like just the way he talks, right? There's a mission early in the game where you save this dude, this monk who's a healer, and he was going to a village, and he was talking to Jin about how you know uh, he would prefer to talk over things instead of killing motherfuckers, right? And he was like talking about Jen, like, man, you just slaughtered those people. And he was like, I do what I must to protect my people, man. And he was like, well, I would prefer to talk over things instead of killing people. And then they rolled up on like a group of Mongols, right? And Jin was like, yeah, I mean, if you would like, we could, you know, enter into a conversation with him. You know what I mean? And dude was like, nah, we cool. You could do what you must. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little sense of like little hints of his like dark ass humor, man. I think he has plenty of personality. Especially like during like, you know, when he goes to the hot springs and stuff and reflect on things. Some of the choices you make on what he reflect on is kind of funny as fuck, bro. Like I remember one of them, he was laying back like, oh, I need now some sake. And a female, bro. I'm like, exactly, yes, Jin. You a dude. You not like a like this character that you know what I mean? Like certain animes and certain stories make like the main character like super pure to where they don't even know what fucking is. You know what I'm saying? No, this dude, he's a dude, man. He's out here trying to smash. You know what I'm saying? All that. Speaking of trying to smash, man, yeah, Yuna's low key, you know what I'm saying, a beast. Yuna's that shit, bro. I the only thing is maybe because I played like every time I play for like hours on end. So I don't know if it's because of that, but I feel like his personality change was a lot quicker. Like I feel like it needs to be drawn out a little bit more, in my opinion. I think it needs to be drawn out just a little bit more because he switched real like at a certain part of the game he just switched real fast. Like he just you know what I'm saying? He just goes full on like real quick. Like it just turns real quick. Yuna's a beast though. I love Yuna. I think Yuna's the I feel like Yuna's the coolest fucking female character we have in a while because she don't play for shit. She means what she say. You know what I mean? Let's see. I mean, yeah. So I mean, the story. I would give the story like an 8. The story is a solid story. Really, solid B. All right. Me myself personally, I can understand that. I wouldn't object to it. But me because it hits all the right marks for me, I would give it an A. I mean there is A minus. Like if we do numbers, I would say it'll probably like I don't know. I'll give it like an 88 to a 92, somewhere within there. Reason why is because it's an open world game and it has open world jank. You know what I'm saying? There'll be certain times where I would assassinate a motherfucker, but my sword never went through him. You know what I'm saying? Like certain stuff like that. Like if I stealth kill somebody and like somehow I'm behind like a rock or a tree or something, I'll still assassinate him but the NPC and Jin is not even close to each other. You know what I mean? Like the NPC still dies. It looks like he's getting stabbed, but Jin is not even close enough. Jin is like 2 feet away from the motherfucker. You know what I mean? Stuff like that does happen. So, and I can't let that go, even though the world is gorgeous and it loads super fast, but there is some open world jank to it, right? You jump like through some cliffs, you might get caught up some cliffs here and there, and it becomes this really goofy kind of ragdolly effect. You know what I mean? And it just goes fade to black, and you just, stand on a hill again or some shit like that. So there are certain things that are not perfect about the game. You know what I mean? By no means is this game perfect, but for what they set out to do, I think they accomplished it. Right? In my mind, when people say, "Can you grade games objectively without, you know, being subjective about it, to have your own bias on it," right? And I think you can. The way you grade games is you look at the game and you say, what is the vision that the developers have, right? And did they complete that mission or not? Did they live up to what they set out to do, right? With any game, realistically, with any game, right? Like, for instance, if you make a puzzle games, are the puzzles enjoyable, like challenging and rewarding once you unlock the puzzle, right? That's where you know a puzzle game is good, right? An open world game should have an amazing open world that you want to get lost in, and the story has to be decent enough to carry you through, or the environment itself is like almost like another character, to where you want to experience and get to know this character. That's why you ride around all over the place, all right? So I that's how I grade games. It's not so much, how much I myself enjoy it personally. I mean, that's why I graded, two ways. Me personally, this game is like a 92. But if I was to take my bias away from it, it'll be a high 80, like 87, 88, because there is some issues with it. Um, like I mentioned, there is some open world jank to it, where you get caught in certain things, or some certain things doesn't flow right. Um, but the visuals of the game fit so well that you can't be mad. I was I am a little bit disappointed in certain things, but at the same time, what I was disappointing in is probably because of my high aspiration for the game before it came out. So before the game came out, I was saying I'm really glad that Sucker Punch is doing other things to, open world game, things that we haven't seen before, which they kind of did, right? We have the wind that, tell you where to go. That's your waypoint. But instead of, a dumbass little line, like you got GPS on your horse or some shit, you know what I mean, on the ground. Instead, you have the wind showing you where to go, and that's just dope. It actually more immersive. What up, Arsenic Steel? You know what I mean? Like, it's just dope. It's more immersive, and you got the birds showing you and shit before you can lift the fog. Birds and foxes and shit show you to the different areas and all that stuff. So it's cool. Like, they implement new things to open world game, which I do appreciate a lot. The only issue is there's still a lot of open world game shit on here. Go to this base, kill these motherfuckers, so the map would open up. It still hasn't changed. You know what I mean? That shit hasn't changed. So I was kind of bummed out about that. I was hoping they could, you know, incorporate some other shit instead of just that. But because they incorporate certain things and, make it a newer experience for open world game, I respect that. But on the other hand, they still have other open world game, shit that's just still, what's up, Relo? You know what I mean? It still has that certain open world game shit that like we've seen a million times before. Like, it's nothing new, nothing different. You know what I mean? I haven't seen anything that's changed from, you know, uh, other open world games like Horizon or Far Cry and those type of games. They have those shit too. Go to a base, kill it. Um, you know, do what you gotta do at that base so you can unlock the map and all that. It hasn't changed, right? So I gave it good scores for innovating new things, but at the same time, I have to take some of that away because they still did a lot of shit that every other open world game do. And it's a tough call to make because, I mean, how much improvement can you do with just one game, right? like the bowing to random shit to get good shit. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of dope too. The outfits is cool. I mean, of course, personally, I have a lot of love for Eastern shit because I'm from the East. You know what I mean? I'm not Japanese, but I appreciate a lot of different Asian fucking culture, including my own, right? So when I see like Sucker Punch, which is a Western company, did such a good job with it, I'm very impressed. Like the game looks flawless. I mean, I most people get stuck around just looking around all day. I'm not a photo mode taking dude, so I don't really take photos and shit. But like sometimes I'll be riding around, I'm like, God damn, this shit's dope, right? And I'll get off here, Ghost here in a minute. Like I said, man, the three best thing about Ghost is first and foremost the combat, um, the visuals of the world and all the armor and all that shit, and the loading screen, which is fucking amazing. It's like a couple of seconds. What's up, Titanfall? You know what I mean? Like the game is amazing. And I know this might be a controversial thing I'm about to say, but Ghost combat is better than Sekiro combat. I know people might not like to hear that, but Ghost is easier than Sekiro, but at the same time, it's more enjoyable. Just because something is more difficult, like I love difficult games, don't get me wrong, but just because it's difficult doesn't make it better, right? Because the issue with I, if the story was better, I would have given it that Titanfall, but it's 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 a coin flip between Ghost and The Last of Us, in my opinion. I think The Last of Us story is fucking incredible. Um, Gameplay was solid, environment was dope. So with Ghost, gameplay is incredible, environmental is fucking incredible, and story was good. You know what I mean? So like it does certain things better than The Last of Us 2, but there's certain things with The Last of Us 2 that's better than Ghost. So it's like it's a coin flip really between the two. Either one win, I wouldn't really trip. You know what I mean? I can't really call it right now. But I was saying Sekiro is not a better game when it comes to combat. The reason why is because Sekiro is built off of only one principle. You know what I mean? If you can press L1 well enough, then you've beaten Sekiro. If you press L1 and circle and X well enough, right, you've beaten the game. You wouldn't even have to upgrade. You wouldn't have to do shit. That's the only three things you got to get good at is to get good at jumping, get good at Mikiri counters, and the normal counters, the normal parry, L1, right? And you beaten the game. That's it. That's all you have to learn how to do. But Ghost, there's so much more levels to the combat than just a basic principle. Ghosts allow you to have way more player agency. Like you can play Ghost all day and not get bored of it. You can beat Ghost and return to it and play it again, and it'll still be dope. But if you play Sekiro once or twice, then you mastered it, and it'll become boring for you. So I feel like Ghost has the best open world game as far as combat. Their combat game is off the chain. You're not gonna beat them. And I know why that's the case too. The case is because every samurai trope is in this game. You know what I mean? The duel system, what I'm saying, the cutting the motherfucker and he slowly die behind your back. You know what I'm saying? All that shit's in there. So them sucker punch motherfuckers love them some samurai movies. They want to add as much of that shit in as possible. So me as a with my own personal taste, I would give it like a 92, 92, 93 ish, right? For me. But if I look at it objectively as possible, if you count all the jank that's in any open world game, which this game does suffer from time to time. Um, Certain story hiccups. There's not a lot of story hiccups, but I feel like Jin make that turn too quickly. Right? Maybe I'll do a spoiler cast next week once enough people beat it, because I don't want to ruin it for anyone. Right? But that's where I stand right now. Personally, it's like a 92, 93. But objectively, as being as objective as I can be, it's in the high 80s. If they can, if they can implement more new shit to open world games than the things that they did. The things that they did was great, but there's still a lot of open world shit that we've seen a million times before. You know what I mean? So because of that, I can only give it like objectively like a 87, 88. But personally, like I feel like it's a big win. Personally, I feel like it's 92, 93. It hit almost everything that I want. The only thing missing is that instead of a cape, I want a scarf. I know that's a little thing. I know y'all like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? I want a ninja outfit with a scarf, son, not a cape. It's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe there'll be a ghost. Like I would hope there's a return of the ghost. You know what I'm saying? Like Ghost Part 2, Return of the Ghost, or you know what I'm saying, something like that. Multiplayer would be amazing. Multiplayer would put For Honor to shame, bruh. You know what I mean? Because and also I was right. You only play with your sword. You do not pick up any other type of weapon. You don't use a spear, shields, none of that. You just use your swords. You know what I mean? So I was half right, Thrash. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you watch this, later today or tomorrow, whenever the fuck you watch this shit, you know what I'm saying? You was right. There was fucking stance, but no, you don't use multiple weapons. You just use your sword. So I'm half right and you half right, motherfucker. But yeah, I mean, multiplayer would be amazing. Multiplayer would be quick as fuck though, because three hits and you're basically dead. I love it, man. Even one of the game mechanics like ghost mode. If y'all haven't gotten there yet, y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. But ghost mode is like a game mechanic that you'll get later in the story, and that shit, bruh, is like one of the biggest tropes of like ninja samurai shit ever. You'll love that shit. You know what I mean? Especially when the screen goes red, it's just incredible. But that's my review for Ghost, man. Ghost, um, it lived up to the hype, but it did miss some marks here and there. What's up, that Floyd? It missed some marks here and there, but it's not enough to like hurt the game that bad. I usually don't care about um, Metacritic score, but I don't see how this game is a low 80s. This game definitely is a high 80s. Personally, it's a low 90s for me, like 91, 92, maybe even 93. Um, well, I've finished the game, so I can say, Relo, that a sequel is very possible. You know what I mean? A sequel is very possible, especially certain stories are somewhat left to marinate. You know what I mean? There's certain stories that are left to marinate, like it hasn't like go full bloom yet. So there's certain things that you could still fuck with in the story. There's still a lot of things that is available to you for the story. And of course, in historic sense, there was two Mongols invasions. It's not just the one. They came through the first time, failed. They came through the second time, also failed. But still, you know what I mean? We could at least get one sequel. I don't know if there'll be a third one or not, unless they want to do it on other things besides from Mongol invasion. But the craziest part is after the second Mongol invasion, that's when ninjas become really prevalent in Japan. Like during the 13th century, not a lot of Japan like ninjas didn't really exist yet. But by the 14th, 15th century, ninjas was everywhere. You know what I mean? So it'll be dope for him to go up against other ninjas in sequels. Can you imagine that shit? Because he lived in Tsushima. He don't really know what Kyoto and all that shit's like. What if there's already other types of ninjas, motherfuckers? It's almost like like The Walking Dead. You know what I mean? Like The Walking Dead never say zombies, and this motherfucker's a full-fledged ninja now, but they never say the word ninja or shinobi. You know what I mean? They just call him the ghost, right? But what if like there's other like when he goes to mainland Japan, right? He go to Kyoto or any other areas in Japan, and he run up against other motherfuckers that do the same shit he does, right? Oh, such bestie. You know what I mean? That would be dope. Like if he goes up against other motherfuckers who use the same tactics he does and shit. Like it doesn't have to be about like you know what I think? This game is like almost like a war movie, right? But the second one, I wouldn't mind if it's not about the Mongol invasion. It's just about this dude like being a feudal Japan Punisher. You feel me? Like a feudal Japan Punisher where he just goes around killing criminals and you know what I'm saying, bandits and you know what I mean, like fucked up politicians because he served no master. You know what I mean? That type of shit. That would be dope if he's like a feudal Japan Punisher. I would love a sequel like that, right? And then the third one, like it could be a trilogy, and the third one is like the second wave of Mongol invasion. I think the Mongol invasion was like 15 years apart. You know what I mean? And then by the third game, it'll be an old ghost, right? That shit'll be sick. I would love that shit. But as of right now, I've completed it. Um, I'm really glad I saved the game like a manual save right before like the final two missions. I'm not gonna spoil to y'all why, but I suggest y'all do that for reasons. Y'all find out when y'all get there if y'all haven't gotten there yet. All right? I mean, that's the game was incredible. It hit where it needs to hit for me. So personally, it's like a 92, 93 for me. But yeah, I think that's the Ghost, man. It's a good send off for PlayStation 4. Like it's a solid title. Um, it bothers me that there's no Game Plus mode, like New Game Plus, because I want to keep playing this shit, and it's gonna suck starting all over again from the beginning. You know what I mean? No tools, no none of that shit. I'm starting back as a samurai again with no equipment. Oh, you got that plaid, that Floyd? Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. I haven't done the other you know what I mean, I haven't went back and do the other thing yet. I want to do the other things to see what happens. I want to see what happens if I do the other thing instead. What up, Lay? You know what I mean? But yeah, man, the story is fucking fantastic. Well, not the story. The game is fucking fantastic. I feel like the story is a solid 8. The gameplay is a solid 10. You know what I mean? Gameplay is solid 10. Environment. It's hard to call the environment because it's not like the most uh, graphically impressive game, but it is a very beautiful game though. Like it's I don't even know how to explain the art style, all that shit. It's just fucking incredible. The art style is fucking magnificent, man. Like I don't care what teraflops or what is rendering in. All I can say is the art style is a fucking masterpiece. Like y'all see it already. Motherfuckers just keep on taking screenshots, just taking on keep on taking pictures of this motherfucker. I don't. You know what I mean? I don't. That's true, Caleb. But what if they change up the island? What if after this event, right after this Mongol invasion, the island is changed dramatically to deal with outside invaders and instead of having little outcrops here and there, you'll start seeing way more fortresses and towns and cities that are built up, much more than the ones that you see here to deal with that type of shit moving forward. And that way you can actually use ghost abilities even more because now you have even more buildings to climb and that kind of shit. You never know. They can always mix up the island itself because it's not stagnant. Like it's not like, you go to one spot and nothing changed, right? 15 years or like 10 years can change an island a lot, especially during feudal times when war like would change everything. So it wouldn't be too bad to go back to Tsushima, but it'd be dope if Ghost goes to like the mainland as well. If he goes to mainland, um, Japan and do other shit, that'll be dope too. Are you on Act Two, bro? Take your time, man. The Ghost is so good because you enjoy it so much you don't want to progress because if you progress then you know the game is like approaching its end and you don't want that. Like I actually don't want the game to end like when I was in the third act. Like she was dope, but I'm like, oh no, that means it's almost over. Like you know what I mean? So I mean, take your time, enjoy yourself, man. Like I'm done with it, but I'm not done with it because I still got certain shit I want to do. You know what I mean? And I'm not a platinum seeking motherfucker. I don't really care about trophies like that. I just enjoy playing video games what they are until I get bored of it and I'll move on. But I'm not bored of it. I just want to keep on doing shit. So there's certain things in the game I haven't done. Ghost in Space. Yeah, well, on that note, Ghost in Space. I'm about to move to the next topic here in a second. I'll say this at the end. At the end of the day, Ghost is an amazing send off for PlayStation 4. It's the perfect title to show you the ability of a PlayStation 4, um, and it's worth every penny, right? I suggest people play it if they haven't already. I mean, I'm sure most of the homies that I fuck with are already playing it or is planning on playing it. Next week I'll probably do a spoiler cast, like a short spoiler cast on it, like next Sunday. So I'll give motherfuckers more time to play it. And if y'all haven't played it, then y'all don't have to show up at the ending of next podcast. Y'all can leave before the end of next podcast because I'll do a spoiler cast for that one at the end of the next Sunday. Yeah, bro. It took me a whole day to finish Act One. Man, it's not because it's difficult. It's because I just, what I'm saying, was trying to do all that other shit. But yeah, so that's Ghost of Tsushima, man. Like, it's probably the best samurai game I've ever played. You know what I mean? Best samurai ninja game I've ever played. The story isn't good for. The story is not good for, twists and turns and shit because you'll see most of it coming, right? But the reason why you see most of it coming is because it hits all the tropes that you would know of in a samurai movie or a samurai story or whatever samurai related um, pop culture shit that you know of. You know what I mean? It hits all those tropes, so that's why you're able to see it coming. But because it hits all those tropes, that's why it's so dope, right? So personal opinion, 92, 93. Objectively, it's about 87, 88. Let's move on though. Xbox Showcase. Yeah, man. Let's get the elephant out the room, and when I say elephant, I mean Craig, right? We seen Craig everywhere, like, and I'm sure it's not gonna stop for at least a whole month and a half. I'm gonna see Craig everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? Like that Spider-Man meme. Everywhere I go, I see this motherfucker's face. Craig's gonna be everywhere, right? Now, here's how I feel about it, about Halo personally. I'm not a Halo guy. I don't play Halo at all. My favorite franchise on the Xbox is my favorite franchise on the Xbox is Gears. Um, if you count Ninja Gaiden as an Xbox franchise, which I don't because Ninja Gaiden is also on PlayStation and PC and all that too. So crazy infinite. You know what I mean? So I don't really want to count Ninja Gaiden as an Xbox only game, but if it was, then that would be my favorite Xbox game. It used to be, you know what I'm saying? The original Ninja Gaiden for the longest, I was like, I wonder if it's gonna go to PlayStation, right? My girlfriend, my ex girlfriend's little brother had a Xbox, and that's where I played the first Ninja Gaiden on. And I was like, I wonder if it's ever gonna go to PlayStation. And for the longest time, it didn't. I bought an Xbox 360 just to play like Gears and the Ninja Gaidens that are coming out because I didn't know if it was gonna come to the PlayStation or not, right? So besides from that, Gears would be my favorite fucking Xbox franchise, right? I'm not a Halo dude. I've never gotten into Halo, right? When the multiplayer scene was popping off, I was doing Battlefield and Call of Duty, right? I wasn't into Halo. And I don't want to disrespect Halo because if you like Halo, you like Halo. It's just I'm not a fan of Halo, so it wasn't a disappointment for me, right? It wasn't a disappointment for me because I don't play Halo. Now, if you play Halo and you're happy with what you see, then that's fine, right? Because you're happy with what you see. That's all that really matters for you anyway. For a fan of Halo, and you see what you like, and you see that shit, and you like what you like. What's up, Corey? All right, you see what you see, and you like what you like, and you see that shit, and you like that. Cool. But let's be honest here. Most of y'all who, you know, play Halo and all this other shit, Y'all was hoping for some groundbreaking shit. At least I would hope that you hope that. I mean, I told y'all earlier I was kind of disappointed in Ghost because they didn't break a whole lot of ground with open world games like I was hoping they would, right? I would because I saw the wind and the birds and the fox and all that shit. I'm like, oh, they about to change open world game up all the way up, and they did make some changes, but there's still a lot of open world shit to it. So I was kind of disappointed. Not majorly. The game was still amazing to me, but I was kind of disappointed. I wanted more. I wanted more changes, more nuance to open world games. Now you look at Halo and especially if you one of these dudes who've been hyping up the power and all that kind of shit for the longest, and you see that shit, right? And you see that shit. There's no way you could be happy about it. You know what I'm saying? What's up, personality disorder? Well, I mean, here's the thing though. Like, we know that any Xbox game is going to PC and all this other shit, right? And I'm not here to even talk about that. I'm here to talk about the game itself, right? It looks rough. You know what I mean? It looks like a game that could be running on this gen right now, right? With no issues. With no issues. And it's fanboyish to say, but at the same time, it's facts. What Thrash was saying earlier on Twitter, like if you take out Ghost from Ghost of Tsushima, just take the visuals of the environment and then put Halo characters in it and name it Halo, you would say that Halo looks like the shit. It looks cool as fuck, right? I mean I myself personally I don't care for Halo, so I can't be disappointed in something I don't care for. I will say that I'm not impressed. Like you haven't impressed me, someone who doesn't play Halo, to look at it and be like, damn, that shit look gorgeous and the gameplay look fire. I might have to fuck with it. I might have to play this Halo and play all the previous Halos to get to know the lore and all yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? Because there has been games that are like that. There has been games that I slept on, right? And then I played like a part two or a part three, and I'm like, God damn, this game's motherfucking fire. And I gotta go back and play the previous iterations of it to see what happening with what I'm saying, all this shit. So Halo didn't do it for me. Halo did not do it for me at all. Like, but don't don't misconstrue it. Like I'm not saying it like I'm disappointed because I'm not. I can't be disappointed for something I never had any stake in. You know what I mean? I didn't have any stake in Halo. Like it's not my shit. If they did Gears like that or if they did Ninja Gaiden like that, I would have been highly upset. The gameplay looked like it's whatever, you know what I mean? See, the thing with me is like how much can you change up first person shooters? Like it's still gonna be a first person shooter, you know what I mean? You add a grappling hook, that's not that impressive. I mean, Titanfall had grappling hooks that is faster and more enjoyable. Have y'all noticed that? Have y'all ever played Titanfall 1 and 2? They have grappling hooks and they grappling hooks mechanics are much more enjoyable to look at. And is it a final product? No, it's not. We don't really know what Halo is gonna be like completely until it's ready, officially ready for release. But this does not instill confidence from me, anyways. But then again, I'm not a Halo type dude, so I'm not here to be disappointed. I'm just saying I'm not impressed. California raisins. Well, yeah, Doom Eternal is like I fell out of Doom, man. Maybe I should pick up Doom Eternal because the last Doom I played, the one before Eternal, like I just got bored really quick, man. I don't know what it is, just I just didn't get into it like that. But maybe Eternal is different. I'll try it out. Now that there's not a lot of games out there to look forward to anymore, I can play some other shit, right? I'm gonna have to run through Ghost one more time though. I'm not done with it yet. I'm still I'm still hyped up on its combat. I want to run through it one more time, but I don't know. I know the memes of Craig is hurting motherfuckers. I know. I'm not that type of dude. Y'all don't see me putting memes up there. I laugh at them because some of them funny as fuck, man. That the the Ricky one was fucked up. The one where you know what I'm saying? Some of them are fucking hilarious, and I laugh. You know what I mean? Because it is hilarious. Like, what do you expect, right? But I'm not here to kick somebody when they're down. Like, I don't want y'all to take it like I'm kicking people while they're down. I'm just trying to look at the showcase of what it is, right? Halo is what Microsoft is known for, is what Xbox is known for, and it did not hype me. It was not the shit. Like, even if I'm not a Halo dude, your that trailer or that gameplay sure like wowed me. Even if I'm not a Halo dude, I'm impressed. I'm not a Halo dude. I don't care about the game like that, but I still should be impressed with it, right? Because there's certain games that I don't follow at all, but I'm impressed by them. For instance, Personas, right? I know a lot of y'all play Persona. I've never played any Persona, but I am very impressed with Persona. You feel me? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Because just because I don't like certain types of game, or if I don't fuck with certain type of games, doesn't mean I disrespect it. I still respect the game for what it is, and appreciate what they are. So here's the thing with me. I gave I gave it the show a 2 out of 10, right? And that's personal because it didn't show a lot of shit I cared about. Professionally or objectively, right, I would have given it a 4 or a 5. But the only issue is Halo wasn't even shown on an Xbox Series X, so I give it a 0. No cap. All right, no cap. I'm giving it a 0 because of that. Here's the reason why. What is your showcase? Your showcase is to show off games on an Xbox, yet your games that you are showing off was not running on an Xbox. That means it was not an Xbox convention. You feel me? What's up, the rec? Mikhail, what's good? I have no idea what you just said, Mikhail. I'm not into pixels and all that shit. So I can only tell you if a game looks good or not. I can't really, you know what I'm saying? I'm not that much of a snob to be able to be like, "Ugh, I only play at, whatever, whatever." But, I don't want to dog Halo because I'm not a Halo fan. You know what I mean? The people who have the not only the right but the authority to dog it out is people who do play Halo. Halo is none of my business because I don't really give a fuck about Halo. I'm just saying I'm not impressed by what I saw. The gameplay looked mediocre. Graphics also looked mediocre, and it just wasn't. It was just uninspiring. You know what I mean? It was just an uninspiring show. Now everything else about the show, the what bothered me is I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be hyped about. You feel me? And here's what I mean. Like, it's not the fact that they showed nothing but CGI trailers. Like, there's no gameplay at all besides from Halo, and Halo gameplay was rough in my opinion. But here's the thing. This is not like a fanboy war thing. This is me watching a conference and taking it in and feeling mad disrespected by it, right? So a lot of the trailers do look good. Valve look good until I find out it's a first person action game of some sort. Then I became immediately uh, doubtful of it because I told y'all plenty of times, in my personal opinion, I don't think first person action games can be very good because like you'll just have a few sword swing animation and like a spell conjuring animation. You know what I mean? It's eh, um, not that exciting as far as combat and all that kind of stuff. It's hard to be. Yeah, Corey, that's insane. Like, wow, how do you show an Xbox game on a PC and call it an Xbox fucking showcase? It's not an Xbox showcase. You didn't show it running on the X. It's not the same shit. You know what I mean? But there's a couple of trailers I do like. That's why objectively I was gonna give it about a five or so because there's certain things I like, and because of that, that's why personally I gave it a two because of those things that I did like. If it wasn't for those things, it would have been a zero. Like Medium looks dope, man. I'm not gonna lie. I wanna see what's going on with Medium. I think that's gonna be dope. A Valve, I still gotta see more. I gotta see what the game is about because again, it's a CGI trailer. I really don't know what the fuck is going on, and also first person combat when it comes to an action game like that kind of concerns me. Y'all heard me say it a million times. I don't think you could do the only way you could do dope ass first person like combat games like that is if it's in VR. I think if it's in VR, it'll do better, right? But I can't see it. You know what I mean with a Valve, but I'm willing to see what's going on with that. Here's why CGI trailers is bothersome, right? This encompassed what the that Xbox show was about. You know what's the hypest fucking trailer that I saw and also the most disappointing? I'll let y'all guess. I'll give y'all a few seconds to guess. What hyped me up so bad and then as soon as I realized what it is, I was like, "Oh, damn. Never mind." I'll let y'all guess. I'll let y'all figure it out. Let's see if y'all can guess that shit. So I'm gonna skip what I'm talking about and see if you can guess it. Thanks, Matt. What is it? Mod at YouTube. Is that how the fuck do you say your name? And Mod at your YouTube? The fuck? I'm just gonna say Mada. That's your name from now on, bruh. There you go. State of Decay, bruh. State of Decay, like that trailer hyped me up so bad until I saw State of Decay 3. As soon as I saw State of Decay 3, I'm like, son of a bitch. You feel me? Oh, mad at YouTube. Alright, bro. Bro, like it's like you know what I'm saying? Because the trailer was dope, man. I'm not gonna lie, that trailer was dope as fuck. And then they said State of Decay 3. I'm like, God damn. But who knows? Maybe State of Decay 3 would be lit because I haven't seen the game. All I saw was a CGI trailer of it. All I know is there's a game coming with the State of Decay 3 name on it. I don't even know what it's gonna play like, what it looks like, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea what it's gonna look like, but that fucking trailer was fucking fire, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? A black chick in the middle of the forest with a crossbow or a gun. I think it was a crossbow, right? I could have swore it was a crossbow. And then they flipped it with a deer eating a wolf. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, this is crazy. And the deer looked up and his fuck half of his face is zombified. I'm like, oh, this shit look fire. And then she motherfucking pulled the trigger and it stayed the. I'm like, son of a bitch. But I can't even make a judgment on it because I haven't seen State of Decay 3. All I saw was a CGI trailer of State of Decay 3. I have no idea how it's gonna play, what it's gonna look like. The only thing I could grasp from is State of Decay 1 and 2, and you don't want me to do that, Microsoft, because I don't have a great impression of State of Decay 1 and 2. I actually like State of Decay 1, but it was just an alright game. It wasn't anything impressive. And State of Decay 2, which is basically State of Decay 1 with co-op. You feel me? So that was like, man, that basically is what the show was for me, for the Xbox Showcase. It's State of Decay trailer. That trailer encompassed it. Major hype met with extreme disappointment. That's what it felt like. Cause that whole trailer got me like engrossed. I was like, oh shit, this shit's gonna be lit. Microsoft finally got one, and then it State of Decay 3. So I mean, the medium looks dope. I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably check out what the medium is. I gotta see more of that because that shit does look fire. You know what I'm saying? And Stalker 2 look interesting. You know what I'm saying? I might fuck with Stalker 2. I don't even think I played Stalker 1 yet. But I might as well cop Stalker 1 and see what's up, man, because it looks interesting enough. But again, it's a fucking trailer. It's a fucking CGI trailer. I don't even know what Stalker is about for real. Like, and when I say that, I don't mean story. I'm just saying like the mechanics of it and any of that. Nothing. Like, I don't know a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, what's up, Thrash? You know what I'm saying? I don't know a damn thing about the game. Like, I don't. Besides from that, fucking. It's a first person shooter. I'm down with first person shooter. I'm not down with first person action game. You know what I mean? Because a first person shooter, you shoot, which is cool, it's whatever. But a first person action game, like, all right, have y'all seen the melee combat in Cyberpunk? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? You can't make that shit look good, bro. It's first person combat just cannot look good. First person shooters is fine because you're just aiming down a barrel of a gun. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Throw some frag grenades, throw some fucking flashbangs, whatever the case is. It's all good. Usually you're staring down a barrel of a gun. But when you're playing an action game, any type of action game, whether it's an RPG and like anything, MMO, whatever the case, if it's action based, it's lame. I'm just being real. Like, I find it lame. Like, I've never enjoyed first person in Skyrim, and when you go third person in Skyrim, it's still not that impressive because the way your characters move is based off of first person. It just doesn't look enjoyable. But if you do a third person view, like, you can do so much more. You know what I mean? That's why I'm concerned about a Valve. And a Valve looked dope. And some of y'all said Fable earlier, right? I've never been that much of a Fable type of dude, right? I've never been that. I've never played Fable like that. I mean, it's not really my bag, right? But the trailer looks beautiful. That's because it's a CGI trailer. Do y'all know anything about Fable besides from Tinkerbell getting eaten by a fucking toad? Do you? You know what I'm saying? Do you? What do you know about this edition of Fable besides from there's little fairies that might get eaten by toads? What do you know about it? There's nothing. Like, you just don't know nothing. And here's the thing: the reason why I'm like my personal fucking my fucking personal number for it is a two is because of this. It's because of Xbox fanboys, of people who start rumors and all that other shit, right? Because I was looking forward to another Ninja Gaiden. There was rumors and speculations of another Ninja Gaiden, and I was there for it. Nothing. No Ninja Gaiden, no Perfect Dark. And I would much prefer to play Perfect Dark than Fable. Didn't happen, did it? Like, everything that I was hoping I would see, I did not see. Everything that I did not care to see, I saw. For me personally, it was not a good show. Personally. But it would have been a decent show if they showed the shit on an Xbox, but they didn't even do that. And there was literally no fucking gameplay of anything besides from Halo. And the one thing that you show gameplay on, it was rough as fuck. I'm not here to judge, and I'm not saying I'm disappointed because I am not disappointed in Halo because I don't play Halo to be disappointed. I'm just saying I am not impressed. It's shit. I mean, you might be right, man, at YouTube. I have no idea. I have no idea. You could be. I mean, I don't really know how that's gonna be, but that's what I'm saying is if you're a Halo dude, I hope you're satisfied with that. I highly doubt it. And the reason why I highly doubt it is because if you was satisfied about it, you wouldn't be mad at all this Craig shit that's going on right now. That shit is everywhere, right? And it hurts people's emotion. And here's the thing too. This is why Xbox in the predicament that they're in. They How do I put this? They overpromise and underdeliver. I hope so, Corey. I finished Neo 2 too. Um, I still want to go back to it because Neo 2 has like some of the best combat ever. Neo 2 has better the combat than Ghost. Barely better, but it is better. You know what I mean? There's just so much more option in Neo 2. So I hope they are working on DLC for Neo and all that other shit. But I really do hope they make another Ninja Gaiden, man. I love that franchise. I didn't like the third one, but the first two was fucking hitting for me, bro. You know what I mean? I really hope they bring it back, and I hope they bring. I think the dude that started Ninja Gaiden is back with Team Ninja now, so hopefully he could bring out another Ninja Gaiden, man. I love Ninja Gaiden and Neo and all that too. I think Neo's fire, but it's just Ghost of Tsushima was so good as a total package, bro. The combat was lit, but I think Neo 2 does have it beat as far as combat is concerned. You know, Ghost of Tsushima beat it on every other level though, but Neo 2 story is trash. Yeah, I said it. The story is fucking trash. It's lame as fuck. But yeah, I mean, back to the showcase, man. Like there's some games they showed that I'm hyped for. Oh, Thursday? Word? Oh, sweet. So at least I have more Ninja Samurai shit to play. Well, you know what I'm saying? I'll be going back between replaying Ghost and playing Neo. Neo is always fun for the combat. It's always good for that. So I'm down for that. I mean, but it's the conference, man. It's just I'm sitting there watching it like, all right, I'm interested, but can you show me what the fuck it is? You know what I'm saying? Because it's all CGI trailers. I don't even know what the fuck that type of game is. If a Valve didn't show motherfucker like holding that sword with that purple shit in his hand, I wouldn't even know. I mean, there is no stealth in Ninja Gaiden. Well, except unless you count Part Three, but you know, I'm not a fan of Part Three. And Ninja Gaiden is not about like stealth and shit, man. It's about just running through and cutting motherfuckers' head off. You're fighting like robots and demons and all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't think stealth is the way to go. Word, word meta YouTube. I've never gotten into DOA like that because it's for a fighting game. It doesn't really have crazy fighting game mechanics. It just have a lot of physics. You feel me? It's got a whole lot of titty physics, but it's not really a great fighting game by any means. But it's whatever though. I mean, it's a fun fighting game. You know what I mean? It's a fun fighting game, but it's not really that much of a great fighting game. You know? They did start. They was one of the originators of physics though, so I do have to respect that. I mean, yeah, man, that show like it's a no for me, fam. It's a no for me, dog. You know what I mean? Like I'm sorry. It's not that I want it to be bad, because I was really hoping to see some dope shit, you know. But I didn't see anything that I was like, yo, this just everything. You know what I mean? Oh, I know how you feel about that shit, Stardust. And if you must know, the two best waifus in DOA is Momoji and Ayane. That's my shit. I don't know who you root for, but it's Momochi and Ayane. You know what I'm saying? Shrine maiden. You feel me? Shrine maiden and ninja girls. The shit. Did they invent it? Did they really? I think they did, because there's a whole controversy behind it. But yeah, I think they did. At first I was like, maybe there's some games before, but no, there wasn't. They really did invent fucking titty physics. You gotta give them props for that. You know what I mean? They changed the game. They changed the game with that shit. But yeah, man. I mean, the show ain't shit. Like that show is fucking terrible. It's terrible because like they over they overhype and underdeliver. You know what I mean? And and it's not. I'm not even sure if it's the Xbox. Well, it is Xbox Microsoft's marketing fault, but it's also the people that hype it. You know what I'm saying? The people who hype it, like the Xbox fanboys that hype it. Here's the issue: if you hype power, right? If you overhype on power, and your shit doesn't come out looking fucking ridiculously good, right? I'm talking about magnificent, like Ghost of Tsushima in photo mode good. You know what I'm saying? It has to look that good, even better than that. You know what I mean? To ooh and ah, motherfuckers. Because even if it looks decent, even if it looks pretty good, motherfuckers gonna look at it and be like, "This is it, motherfucker." Motherfucker, you been talking about all this power all this time, and this is it, motherfucker. You know what I mean? You won't be able to meet that bar. You won't be able to meet that standard that you've already set. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't be able to match that, and that was the problem. If they didn't set that standard, if they didn't set that expectation, shit like that wouldn't have happened. You feel me? It wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't have to deal with that. But because you like set that standard so fucking high, you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's so fucking high that it's fucking facts though, arsenic facts. What up, Machiavelli? Facts though. My was the original 2D physics. You know what I'm saying? The DOA was the 3D physics. So you gotta give them props for that. They was the first to do 3D physics. You know what I mean? But my was the original 2D physics. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel bad for nobody to be honest with you. I mean, like you made your choice. Whatever you want to play on is whatever you want to play on, right? I'm very honest about what I like and what I don't like. I don't bend to shit. You know what I mean? I don't bend to fit any narrative or make someone feel better because there's no reason for it. You play what you like and you deal with, you know what I'm saying, and you just leave the shit you don't like alone. The thing is, I want them to show me some shit that I would like. And I mean, respectively, they sort of, you know what I mean? Because Medium looked nice, right? I might have to cop that on Steam or whatever, you know what I mean? I gotta see more what a Valve look like. I'm concerned because it's a first person action game, and those are usually never good when it comes to the action portion. Maybe the story would be dope, but I don't really know that yet. You know what I mean? I mean, the biggest concern I have for fucking Cyberpunk right now is because it's a fucking first person action game. I know it's an RPG, but most games are RPGs. You play a role, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You play a role. That's an RPG. All right. Red. I mean, I'm not a fan of Red, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not a fan of Red Dead Redemption. Um, maybe because I'm just not a cowboy fan. You know what I mean? So and also the gameplay in that motherfucker was garbagio. You feel me? The gameplay in Red Dead is fucking garbagio, bro. Like it's not good. But the story was decent in Red Dead. I mean, I like the story, but at the same time, I don't like the story. The only issue I have, no, I ain't trying to spoil it for anyone who hasn't played Red Dead 2, but let's just say I didn't buy it. I didn't buy the, why Arthur turned and, got his redemption or whatever. No, I don't buy it. I'm sorry, it's just not. It didn't hit like it was a good enough story. It just didn't hit me like that. What's up, big kid? Medium comes to PS5 too. Well, there you go. Well, damn. Well, my most hyped games come to PS5, so it's not even a thing, I guess. I mean, but let's see. So Stalker 2, I was peeping that. Valve, I gotta see more because all I got was the CGI trailer, and it turns out it's a first person game, so kind of concerned about that. And Medium, but now you saying Medium's going to PS5, so yeah. You know what my favorite part about Red Dead Redemption 2 is when you got drunk with Lenny. I feel like that was immersive because I really like because if you ever gotten drunk before, if you ever got fucked up before with your homies, that's what it really is like. You'll lose the motherfucker, you'll be trying to find him, you find him, you be like doing random shit with this motherfucker, like laughing and joking on some dumb shit, get in a fist fight with a motherfucker, like all that type of shit. You know what I mean? That's what happens when you out with your boys drinking and shit. Like I that's the part where I enjoy the most. Funny enough, it's getting drunk with your homie was the most realistic thing that Red Dead did right. When you all woozy and shit, you're trying to get it together. You know what I mean? 23 of 32 games they showed are time exclusive. Well, damn, they showed 32 games. Should we even talk about Tetris? Let's not even talk about Tetris. I don't feel like even talking. Like it was there. Alright, it was there. I don't know what else to say about it. Well, damn. I see. That's what I'm saying. I've been focused on playing Ghost so much that I haven't really even looked up, all that other shit. Yeah, Stalker 2, Vedger. What about it? Is it bad? Like I just saw the trailer. I'm like, it looked like something I might fuck with. It's a first person shooter, right? I'm assuming either first person or third person shooter. Like, what's wrong with it? Is it bad? I've never played the first one, so I don't know. Psychonauts? That's whatever. No, I mean I respect it. Like, realistically, you shouldn't be putting anything on PS5. You know what I'm saying? You should keep everything on the Xbox. I would respect that. No, you know what I mean? But that's not what they're about, apparently. Yeah, you like the first Stalker? See, that's what I'm saying. I might have to cop the first Stalker and see what they talking about, man. Because I saw the trailer for the Stalker 2, and I was like, you know what? That looks like it might be up my alley. I might have to fuck with it and see what it is. So I might look into that. So it wasn't it wasn't all a bust, right? I saw some stuff that I like, but it didn't sell an Xbox to me though. I'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Like that show did not sell me an Xbox. I was not impressed. I'm not gonna say I'm disappointed because you can't be disappointed in something you don't have hype for. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like I was hyped for Halo because I'm not a Halo dude anyways. But I mean I'm not impressed. RPG shooter, open world. Huh. I fucks with it. I like Metro, which is weird because I haven't even finished the most recent Metro yet. I got it. I haven't beat it though. Like the first portion of Metro was kind of boring for me. I kind of fell off of it. But I played all the Metros already. So if it's like in the same vein as Metro, I'll probably fuck with it. We'll see what happens. Yeah. I mean, I'll fuck with it, man. I'll cop the first one and see what's up. I think that should look cool, man. I don't know exactly what it's about, but I just thought it was, that trailer looked dope enough for me to find out what Stalker is about. So that's the three standout for me with Stalker, Medium, and Avowed. But as soon as I saw the ending of Avowed, where it's first person, that shit concerned me to death. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not a Fable dude, so I can't really comment. Maybe people who play Fable might have caught like all kind of Easter eggs and all kinds of shit in that trailer. Me, I just saw Tinkerbell get eaten by a frog. That's all I know. You know what I mean? I can't really say shit about it. Maybe Jemiah could tell me like all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Jemiah could tell me about what's the significance of that trailer, but I didn't see a damn thing besides from a fairy getting eaten by a fucking frog. That's all I saw. Oh, word, Corey is a spin-off of Stalker games. Okay, I'm very interested in that shit now. But yeah, I mean, what else can I say about the show? No, I mean, was it what I was, wanting to see? No, because motherfucker told me there's a chance that Ninja Gaiden was gonna be there. It was not. There's a chance that Perfect Dark was gonna be there. It was not. Right. The two things that I did want to see didn't happen. I was never a Halo dude anyway, so whether Halo was dope or not didn't concern me. Um, the general consensus is that it's not, unless you like, you know, suck mad Microsoft dick. Is the only way that you think that shit was fire, but it is not. Good question, Vic. Kid. So V triggers and V skill, they're still very much there's still very much a system that you have. But once you let's say trigger your V skill, right? Or your V trigger, they're just there for that one thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't really it's just another tool, but it doesn't mean that it gives you freedom to do certain things, right? Like there's a certain amount of style that certain players have with their abilities, with the tools that are given to them, right? But just because you give me more tools doesn't mean I have the player agency to use it in certain ways. I don't know if that explained the answer your question or not. But for instance, one Ryu has that stance that once you fucking trigger it, right? Basically it's an auto parry move where he parries you and he punches you and you also get like another hit after that, right? That's all you do with that. It's just another tool. Like you just turn that on, you know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers like, oh shit, this motherfucker had that turn on, so I gotta be careful. I don't want to get parried by that instant parry move, basically, right? So it just add another tool to your tool belt, but it doesn't really give you player agency, right? So like for instance in Street Fighter 4, right? I have two bars. I have a super bar and an ultra bar. The ultra bar you get from get taking damage and also causing damage. You actually get a little bit of it, I believe. I don't actually no. I take that back. I think the ultra bar is only when you get fucked up. But the super bar you get by um, attacking, right? All the hits that you land or all the hits that are blocked, like super moves that get blocked, still will add on to that bar. And you can use those bars for multiple things, right? You could use it to cancel out an attack. You can use it to make one attack stronger. Like there's a lot of things you could do with those tools. But the tools that they give you in this game are locked into certain things. Damn, is Titanfall still here? Like, maybe she could explain it better than I could. But basically, it's like you're limited on the tools that was given to you. You know what I mean? They're given to you for you to do one thing and one thing only with it, and it kind of depreciate the value of it. But yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah, Vega, like basically if you play one character, it looks the same as every other character. Like when you fight a couple of Akumas, you know exactly what all Akumas fight like. You play a couple of Ryus, you know exactly what every Ryu play like. You know what I mean? There's no style to it. Like back in older fighting games, in older Street Fighters, when you play against one Ryu, the next Ryu could be completely different from that. Like the play style of it, because of the tools that's given to you, you have the freedom to mold that Ryu into your own. You know what I mean? But when you play Street Fighter 5, all Ryus look the same, all Kumas look the same, all Vegas look the same. It's I I'm not sure dumbing down is the right word to use, but it all seems so streamlined and so artificial. It doesn't there's not a lot of player agency behind that new Street Fighter at all. Hopefully, like I heard about rumors of a Street Fighter 6 for like the last 2 3 years. I hope they do come out with a Street Fighter 6. I don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, that's their flagship fighting game. That's probably the most famous fighting game ever made, is Street Fighter. You know what I mean? So I don't think it would go away. Fighters ID, I think it's Royal TKD. I mean TDK. I'm sorry, Royal DK. I haven't fucked with it in so long. I'm probably like a silver right now. But if you want to hop on, man, we could do that. I'll never back away from like a Street Fighter match. If you want to play some Street Fighter 4, we could do that too. You know what I mean? It's whatever. if you want to play some Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter 3, I'm down for that too. I'm rusty as fuck. You'll probably beat my ass, but I'm down. I'm down. You know what I mean? Always down. Like it only takes me a round or two to get into the swing of things. Because once you play fighting games long enough, you'll never lose it. It's just like falling off a bike. You know what I'm saying? Hopping back on it. No, it's talking about your fighter ID, not your PlayStation ID, bro. Because when you play Street Fighter Online, there's a you have a fighter ID that's on there. Minus the word Royal, the letter TDK. Yeah, man, it was like some of the shit they. Do I have Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on my PlayStation? I might have to check, man, because that's like one of my favorite fighting games of all time. If you, and I'm sure you know who I main. It's not that hard to figure out who I main in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I'm named after his fucking finish move, like his super move. So I mean, it can't be that hard. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, what else can I say about the Xbox Game Show? It's just underwhelming, right? My expectation personally was not met. Objectively looking at it, it's a decent show. That's why I would say it's a 4 or 5. It's like it's decent. A 5 is decent, right? It's not bad. Yeah, yeah, man, at YouTube. That's me. You know what I mean? Like I'm not impressed by it at all. Like it's just I. It's just I at best. It's I. They showed me some things that I was interested in, but the negatives just outweighed the positive so much that I didn't care for it. I didn't care for most of the shit they shown. The ones that I do care about, I'm concerned about. You know what I mean? And I'm concerned that all those games are gonna turn out like State of Decay, because State of Decay had the best trailer. But I've seen State of Decay 1 and 2, and it's not it. You feel me? So I can't go by trailers alone, because if we go by trailers alone, that State of Decay 3 is gonna be fucking incredible. But I highly doubt it. I highly doubt that shit's incredible. But on to the next thing, man. I'll be quick. I'm almost done with it. The DualSense, man. I saw the DualSense showcase with Jeff Keighley, where he was playing Astrobot, and you blow on it and shit. I like that shit, man. That shit's cool. Like me and Sick and them was actually predicting what the DualSense is capable of, and I was like, it'd be dope if you can like interact with games beyond just clicking buttons and stuff. Like so, I'm really curious to see what game devs are gonna incorporate with that controller, because it doesn't matter what bells and whistles the controller have if the game devs doesn't really utilize it. You know what I mean? I mean, this touchpad on the PlayStation 4 is a great idea, but it's not like it gets utilized all the time. Usually, it's a glorified fucking select button. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times, it's a glorified select button or inventory button or something like that. I mean, Ghost has a lot of usage for it, the bow, the flute, and all that. But realistically, it's just, the touchpad is just another button used for. It was the kid. Well, we don't really know if it's deceptive or not, because we didn't see the game at all. We don't know what the game is like. Who knows, right? I sound like an Xbox apologist, don't I? But I'm just saying, who knows? What if the next State of Decay fucking is lit? What if it's fucking lit, right? But we wouldn't know that. We can't know that because we wouldn't know that because fucking All we saw was a CGI trailer. I had no idea, but that fucking trailer was gripping. It was like my favorite trailer out of the whole show. Was the fucking State of Decay trailer. I was in there. I was like, oh shit. I think Microsoft got one because this shit look fire. Got a black girl running through the woods with a fucking crossbow and a fucking zombified deer eating a wolf. It's just dope. And then it says State of Decay, and I'm like, oh man, why? You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel about the whole show. It's State of Decay. The highest of highs just to bring me down to the lowest of lows. Is what it was. But we don't know. We don't know what State of Decay looks like for real because we just saw a whole bunch of trailers of each game. But you know, what I mean, DualSense is gonna be I can blow fans. Well, I mean, you imagine that there's so much more things you could do. I mean, that's just a simple thing with a game like Astrobot, but there could be made way more things you could do in certain other games, right? Or maybe the phone, I mean not the phone, but the microphone within the controller might be able to interact with you other ways. Like you might be able to speak to NPCs, like actually speak to them and shit in certain ways. You know what I mean? Like it'll be lit, man. I'm hyped for the DualSense. The DualSense is actually my favorite thing about the PS5, because SSD and all that shit is cool, but I don't really interact with SSD. I interact with the game through a controller. So to have a newer version of the controller, right? To have uh, to have them like improve on the controllers of yesteryears. Where we're moving to a place where it's not just clicking buttons anymore, but it's literal interactions with the controller. You blow on it, you might even speak to it, you might like, you know what I mean? Because there's certain things that controllers are doing. Like there's certain games where you have to like shake the controller or lean the controller certain ways, and we take it all for granted, but we never realize how much that improved gameplay. Just, I'm saying, right? Born Center, like out of nowhere, like, psst, hey, and motherfucker turn around and stab him and shit. You know what I mean? Or you know what would be really fucked up? If you're like playing a game and you're like in the middle of a cutscene or something, and one of the characters does something real foul, and you're like, hey, yo, fuck this bitch. And she turned back and like, hey, fuck you too. Like, oh shit, she hurt me. You know what I'm saying? On some wild shit. Who knows? I'm just saying I'm hyped for it. I'm hyped for the fact that we used to have rumbles, right? That's just all it does is control rumbles when some crazy shit's happening in the game, just to give you a little bit more tension, give you a little bit, get your heart racing a little bit more, you know what I mean? But now there's actually a science to it, to where when you click, if you're shooting like in game, you're like shooting a bow or something, right? And when you hold down the trigger button to shoot that bow, it almost feel like it's pushing back against you, like you're pulling a bowstring and shit. That's lit, man. Like talk about immersion. You know what I mean? When you play a shooter, when you aim and shoot, that shoot button feels like a trigger of a gun. And it'll be crazy if they're able to like do it to where it's shooting an M16 is a lot different than shooting an AK. Like the triggers would be different. You know what I mean? You could feel the different pushback to it, all that kind of shit. Water rings. You fucked up, bro. You know what I mean? I'm here for that, man. I'm glad they're doing new innovations for the controller, because the controller hasn't changed that much since PlayStation 2, really. You know what I mean? Realistically, play controllers haven't changed much since fucking Nintendo, like the original NES. There's a couple of buttons, you know what I mean? And later on, during PlayStation 2 era, you start getting joysticks, you know what I'm saying, on the controller and shit. But not a lot has changed. Nowadays, like in this generation, we have uh, controllers that can feel vibrations. They can know which side you're leaning it to and all that kind of shit. And it adds more to immersions, as we go along. We take them for granted though. We don't really, what I'm saying, we don't really look at it like that. But without these little things done to your controller, the game might not be as enjoyable as it is before. Like I really respect Hellblade back in the day when it first came out because it gave you a whole nother dimension to play when you like have headphones on. It feels like you have people in your head. That shit was amazing. No back buttons. Well, you probably have to buy an add-on for it for the back buttons. I'm thinking that's what it is because you can buy back buttons on PlayStation 4 controller right now. I heard it's the shit. God damn it. One of the homies was talking about how he got it and this shit was the shit. And I can't imagine why wouldn't it be? It'd be the shit in fighting games because sometimes my fingers is kind of hard to, you know, what I mean, especially a game like Street Fighter when there's three punch buttons and three kick buttons. You know what I mean? It's hard to like wrap your fingers around it sometimes. But you know, having back buttons might help that a lot. Yeah, and yeah, big kid, but I mean, I can't imagine how simple it'll be because, I mean, everybody have different types of accents and mannerisms to how they speak and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if the AI would be smart enough to pick up on all of it. That shit was lit, Born Sinner. I was like, man, this game is fire. And the combat in that game was like simple, you know what I mean? But the story and the atmosphere it gives you was fucking incredible. I mean, I could imagine like gaming going further. Like sometimes it feels like it's stagnant, but you know, going from PlayStation 1 to 2 to 3 to even 4, right? You feel like a lot of the time gaming become kind of stagnant. It's just the same shit you've seen over and over and over, just in a different generation. But that type of shit got me hyped, man. Like just new innovations on how we can play games. There's got to be more ways to play games than just what we're working with so far. But we need motherfuckers that have those type of ideas to innovate, right? To not just stick with the standard. And I'm hyped for the PlayStation 5 because of that. The dual sense mainly because the gut of the PlayStation 5, I'm not able to speak on it. I'm not that technically sound to even talk about it, you know? All I know is SSD is super fast and it'll help devs create games like we've never seen before. That's like the hype behind that is good enough for me. I don't really know much to even talk about teraflops and all that nonsense, you know. But I'm just hyped for what's on the horizon, what's here to, you know, what I mean, what's gonna be from now on. Like I feel like it's a whole new era of gaming that we're going into. Maybe, you know, I'm blowing up way like hyping it up more than it needs to be, but that DualSense got me hyped. The PlayStation 5 isn't as hyped for me as the DualSense itself, which is odd enough. I respect that, man. I respect new innovations when it comes to my hobby. And the thing is, I spend a lot of money on my hobby, you know? I want you to keep on improving it for me to have better experiences as I go along. Imagine playing the next Ghost of Tsushima on a control on the dual sense, and when you cleave your sword into a motherfucker, it feels like you just fucking cleave a motherfucker with a sword. You know what I'm saying? You have to pull it back out, and you can feel the tension within the motherfucker's ribs as you pull your sword out of his body. That would be insane, bruh. I mean, I still hear rumors of of Silent Hill all the time, kid. I don't know how much stock we could put in it because I've been hearing rumors of Ninja Gaiden and Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 is almost a sure thing though. Like that's not a matter of if, that's a matter of when. That's Capcom and the world's biggest fighting game. There's I mean Street Fighter will never be over unless they fucked up real hard. I mean Street Fighter 5 wasn't great, but it's not really a fucked up. It's a decent game on its own. It's just not a great Street Fighter game. So, but I mean, yeah, hopefully Kojima gets the rights to do another PT, man, or Silent Hill, whatever you want to call it. I'm down for it. Yeah, yeah, Vegeta, like that shit is fucking lit, man. Like it only adds into how much like fucked up you feel when you know you're confronted with that shit because you're like, yeah, man, I have been just killing people. They're no longer just an NPC, an obstacle in the way. You just killed John. You know what I'm saying? You just killed Steve. You just killed fucking Maggie or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you killed people. Like they want to give you that experience, and it be hitting. Every one of them looks somewhat different, you know what I mean? Enough to where they can stand out as their own person, and you kill that motherfucker. For realistically, if you play, you know, The Last of Us, I won't spoil nothing, but if you haven't played The Last of Us 2, but I mean, when you kill somebody, like that is the only character there that's named that. You know what I'm saying? That looked that way. So you just killed a person. You know what I mean? It gives you that sense that you're not like you're a fucking monster. You just running through and they had no business with you. They have no issues with you. You invaded their territory and killed them. Realistically, your beef is with like six, seven people. That's it. It's about seven or eight, six, seven, eight people at the most, right? But you went through a whole camp and murdered a whole motherfucking camp, bro. You know what I mean? That should be getting to you. Like you realize most of these people have nothing to do with it. They had nothing to do with it. You just out here just killing them. You in their territory. You just fucking running through a fucking army, just killing random motherfuckers. I mean the people at the wolves are like that, but I do notice that all the Seraphites, all the scars, a lot of them are clones of one another a lot of times, which it's understandable. I mean, it's fucking hard as hell to be able to render everyone a little bit differently. You know what I mean, the amount of work and money you have to be spending on it just to make NPCs, like all NPCs look different. They did it well enough with the wolves, but the fucking Seraphites, there's a reason why all men shave their head and all women, braid their hair that way, so that's easier to render in a game. Like, you know what I mean? And that's whatever. That's some video game shit. You know what I mean? It still has to be video game related shit. I mean, if it wasn't for video game related shit, the whole idea of Jin's father's is the wind behind behind his back, like that's it might not even be there because I mean they just need an excuse to have a dope ass way of pointing you to the direction you need to go on the map because I've never heard that saying and I'm not saying that I'm Japanese but a lot of Eastern cultures the same way and no one has ever said like something like that to me in like Eastern philosophy that your father is the wind is the wind behind your back. Halo Infinite 60? You mean 60 frames? I don't know. Is it? Is it 60? I don't know. Like I said, man, I'm not a Halo playing ass dude, so I didn't even look into, Halo like that. Yeah, big kid, that shit's rough, bro. Like I just killed Steve. Steve's probably like a cool ass homie. You know what I mean? Like he's somebody's homie. You know what I mean? He's probably cool as fuck. And I just murdered this motherfucker for no reason, really. For no reason. This motherfucker's out, on his post where he's supposed to be, and I just came through and killed his whole clique. What remind you of Disney Pocahontas, Akumu? I'm like lost in the conversation. I don't even know if you was talking to me or not. It is 60? Well, good. Well, there you go. It's 60 FPS. So is a lot of other games next generation. You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man 60 FPS. And speaking of which, which game was it? Was it Spider-Man? When there was like you have the choice to play 4K 60 and motherfuckers all of a sudden don't understand what that slash between 4K and 60 means. All of a sudden, motherfuckers like, what does that mean? Does that mean 4K or 60? I'm like, really, dog? We've been using that slash to say 4K 60 since we start talking about 4K 60, and now y'all don't understand what that slash means. Like, I mean, console war is fun to laugh at. I ain't gonna front. I participate from time to time. Not crazy, you know what I mean? I don't make shit up just to do shit. But a lot of shit is hilarious, man. You can't not laugh. Like you gotta laugh. You feel me? Well, I always appreciate 60 frames. I feel like certain games require 60 frames. Like if it's an action game, I feel like it needs to be 60 frames. Like Devil May Cry would not be good if it's not 60 frames because that's what Devil May Cry is built on. No one plays Devil May Cry for the story. I'm not saying it's bad. I like the story, but you know what I mean? You don't play Devil May Cry for the story. You play Devil May Cry to string crazy ass combos. You know what I mean? That's what you do to look stylish in combat. That's what it mainly is about. Well, but see that's the problem, Arsenic. Like you can't hype all this power and then and then not deliver on it. Like if you hype all this power, then it has to be 60 and it has to be 4K and the fucking graphics and the fucking art style has to be dope. Do you understand? Because there's no excuse. You have all the power in the world. Why doesn't your game look good or play well? You know what I mean? Like it's just that's what happened when you hype just power alone, not the ability of the artists that make the game. We like you barely ever see motherfuckers talking about 343 man. They have such talent, yada yada yada. No, it's just Xbox has all kinds of power. No one says, you know, Naughty Dog's gonna make an amazing game on PlayStation or Sucker Punch or Sony Santa Monica. You don't hear people say, oh, they're gonna make amazing looking games and crazy ass mechanics and stories and shit because PlayStation is powerful. No, they say that because those fucking studios are talented, right? Those studios are so talented they fucking put out bangers all the fucking time because of their talent, not because the system they work on is like super powerful. Even when PlayStation 4 first came out and it was the more powerful console, no one was really saying, "Oh, that's gonna be the shit." Their game is gonna be the shit because of the PlayStation power. No, they say that because they believe in Naughty Dog having the talent that they have. Craig, I feel bad. I feel bad for Craig the Messiah. His name is forever be, you know what I'm saying? His name's forever gonna be a part of that shit. It's it's a problem. What's up, Rome? You know what I'm saying? It's a problem with. Hey, Rome, bro. I saw your shit when you was talking about Ghost of Tsushima and you was talking about how people was complaining that Jin doesn't have personality. And when you said, "Well, you want like a flamboyant samurai?" Hey, that shit. I don't know why, but that shit killed me. I was like laughing my ass off, bro. Like I wasn't even. I was about to light a blunt when you said that shit, and I couldn't for like 4 5 minutes. I had to like compose myself because I know I was gonna cough heavy if I light that shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, bro. If y'all haven't, what I'm saying, come through and check out Rome shit, man. He be doing little quick videos and shit. But hey, shit he be saying is real as fuck, man. Y'all might want to come through and see that shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I saw that shit, and I agree, bro. I like Jin's personality. I think he has like a dark sense of humor, bro. I think dude has like a dark sense of humor. Like he has plenty of personality. It's just that it comes off like cold and whatever because he's that character. He has to be that way. But there's like little nuance in his character if you pay attention. It's actually pretty dope. Like he's actually a very fleshed out character. A lot of motherfuckers don't even realize it. You know what I mean? The motherfucker read Sun Tzu. No wonder he becomes a ninja. If you read Sun Tzu, you would become a ninja too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just there's just levels to his characters that most people don't notice, especially if you play all the especially if you play all the side quests and everything, which I do because I can't get enough of this motherfucking game. If you play a lot of side quests and shit, you know what I'm saying, you'll see the shit even further than that. You know what I mean? You actually see his characters. Like one of his most defining character. Well, I can't get into that because then I spoil some of the story and shit. You know what I mean? But the moment I'll try to say it without spoiling it. Like there's a moment in the game where like you don't make this choice, right? You know, like sometimes you can make the choice on what to say, what not to say, and all that kind of shit. There's a cut scene, right, where Jin has to make a choice, and like he kind of falters for a second, but he stand up and he has his chest out. He was like, "Nah." You know what I mean? And that's some real gangster shit, but it's like little nuances. I'm not saying the story was like an incredible story because everything, like I mentioned earlier, everything is is predictable. The reason why it's predictable is because it plays to samurai tropes. You know the shit that's gonna happen. You know the homies is gonna betray you. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it works. You know there's people that you thought you couldn't trust. Turns out they're trustworthy. Certain people you thought you could trust, turns out they wasn't. It's basically every samurai tropes is in there. That's why certain things doesn't shock you and surprise you because you see it coming. If you watch enough samurai shit or shit, if you watch westerns, you'll see that because westerns are copies of fucking samurai movies. Which is funny because the most American thing ever is a fucking ripoff of the most Eastern thing ever. You know what I mean? Every practically every cowboy movie is based off of a samurai movie. I don't know if y'all know that shit or not. Tombstone is based off of Seven Samurai, and I can keep on going, but you know that's basically what it is. So like those tropes are there. You see them coming, so that's why you're not shocked or surprised by the story. But the story still hit. You know what I'm saying, the same way. When the shit does go down, you're like, damn, that's fucked up. You wouldn't be surprised by it, but you could still feel it. You feel me? So I mean, the game was fire, bro. I need to stop talking about. Matter of fact, like I've been here for almost 2 hours. I'm gonna hop off because I finished the game already, but there's still certain things I gotta do. And by the time I do everything, I might have to do another one. You know what I'm saying? I might have to do another one. I might have to replay the whole game. I wish Sucker Punch would hurry up and do a new game plus mode, so I wouldn't have to like start a brand new game and not have shit. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. Like you play through the whole game already, and you restart the game and not have none of the tools you have, and you have to like regain all that shit. Oh yeah, take your time, big kid. I feel like Ghost is not a game you hurry up and beat. Ghost is a game that you just enjoy. You want to bask in this world. You know what I mean, bro? It took me a whole week just to get through the first portion of the game. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just rolling around everywhere. I was just doing everything, bro. And now that I completed it, I still don't want to stop. I still want to, you know what I'm saying? I still want to continue. Like, and now that the story is done, I'm like, I need to. Yeah, bro, man. Like, it's hard to stop, bro. You know what I'm saying? My off days are almost like dedicated to that shit. Why y'all think like I didn't do a podcast last week? It's not that I was like busy with some real life shit. No, I was playing Ghost of Tsushima. I'm a gamer. I play video games. I'll do podcasts about it later. Like at that moment, I feel like I don't even want to talk to y'all at that moment. Yesterday, last Friday, what am I gonna talk? What am I gonna hop my ass on here and talk to y'all about when my fucking most anticipated game of the year is out and I have it? What am I gonna say to y'all? Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what am I gonna be on here for an hour to talk about? Ain't no talking right now, motherfucker. The game is out. I'm gonna enjoy that shit. And plus, it wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't shit last week to talk about anyways. The Xbox convention hasn't happened yet. Uh, I was playing like the first map of Ghost. Well, no. I think last Sunday I just complete the first half and the story just got real. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely didn't want to hop on here. Like, The fuck am I gonna talk to y'all about? Like, I'd rather be playing the game. You know what I mean? And if I didn't finish it by tonight, I probably wouldn't hop on tonight either. But I finished it like at 9:30 or something like that. 9:15, 9:30 is when I got done. So I was like, let me hop on here and talk about this shit. Like, I'm not here for the well, let me rephrase that. I don't get too mixed up with console war nonsense because console war will continue on forever as long as there are different consoles. There will be a console war. You know what I mean? But sometimes it's fun to laugh at the ridiculousness of it. It is. I mean, it's there for you to laugh at. I just look at it as pure entertainment. You know what I mean? It's just pure entertainment. Motherfuckers like get bent out of shape for it. Like if you call yourself a fucking neutral and you're crying on behalf of either side, then you're not a neutral. Stop it. Stop whining. Y'all already know me. Like I'm a PlayStation dude. I prefer a PlayStation. I play on PlayStation. But if you say some wild shit about PlayStation, it's not gonna hurt me personally. You feel me? It's not gonna hurt me personally. I just play on this shit because I like it. If you don't like it, well, it is what it is, fam. I hope you find a system that you prefer, that you enjoy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to tell you. But for me, this shit is hitting for me, alright? I went from playing fucking The Last of Us 2, which is a fucking emotional roller coaster. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, say what you will about it, whether you love it or hate it. You know what I'm saying? It's still deeply impactful, right? I loved it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna expect other motherfuckers not to like that shit. You know what I mean? If you don't like it, you don't like it. It's whatever. I did. But you can't say that's not impactful. You can't say the game didn't do its job, right? And then I went from that to playing Ghost of Tsushima. Probably the most enjoyable open world game I've ever played. It has the best combat, period, of any open world game. Challenge me on that. I mean, there's other games that have better combat, but they're not open world games. I guarantee it. And there's a lot of games that are built on combat that doesn't have better combat than this motherfucker. You know what I mean? So I'm having the time of my life with these PlayStation games. If you don't like it, that's whatever. That's your life. You do what you will. I do what I will. You know what I'm saying? I'll hop on. I'll play the games that I like. I'm not gonna. I'm. This motherfucker says Stadia for life. Says no one ever, motherfucker. Says no one ever. You know what I mean? But that's just the way it is. Like this Craig shit's not going away. You think this shit's gonna go away? Like, I mean, I laugh at it. I'm not even a Halo dude. Like, I can't be disappointed in something I don't have. I don't care for. You know what I mean? I don't care for the Halo. Like, I'm not a Halo dude, so I'm not disappointed in the Halo show. The Halo showcase didn't disappoint me. I'm just not impressed, is what I'm saying. And and this Craig shit, like I've seen so many memes, so many memes. And let's be real here, okay? Uh, Before I go, I want to leave with this because I'm not gonna say his name or nothing, but this dude that I fucks with from time to time, like he somewhat of an Xbox apologist, even if he say he isn't. Even if he say he's a neutral or whatever. Let's keep it real here, okay? Why is this show so important? This Xbox show that just came, on the 23rd, right? Why is it so important? Why is so much, you know, why is there so much weight put on that show? Because both people who don't play on Xbox and people who do play on Xbox can agree on this, that this generation has been shit for Xbox. It's a shit generation for Xbox. That's not y'all's fault. That's not my fault. It's not the gamers' fault that it's been a shit generation for Xbox. It's Xbox fault, right? So I'm not happy with it. That's why I don't have an Xbox. Motherfuckers with an Xbox aren't happy with it because it's been a shit generation. If it hasn't been a shit generation, why is this show so fucking important? It wouldn't be, right? It'll be just another fucking show. It wouldn't be that important, but it is. It's the make or break fucking event, isn't it? Isn't that what motherfucker was saying before it happened? It's the make or break event. It's gonna be the event where Xbox come back up. You know what I'm saying? All this other shit. But it's not. But it's not. And when motherfuckers are speaking negatively of Xbox, here's the thing. If motherfuckers are making up lies about Xbox, I can understand you being pissed off. Because there's no reason for that. On either side, if you're lying about Xbox or PlayStation, it's just unnecessary. Because that's super fanboy. You know what I'm saying? That's super fanboy level. But if motherfuckers are talking shit about Xbox and it's true, then let it be what it is. Why does it hurt anyone's feelings that I'm talking about a company doing what they doing? You know what I'm saying? That's what they doing. I'm not insulting you as a person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not insulting you, and I'm not insulting you for playing on an Xbox. But this is what's happening with the business side of Xbox right now, and I'm speaking about it. And I will, I will tell you my disdain for what they doing if I don't like it, and if they do something good, I will respect it. That's just the way the game goes. I can't be, you can't be mad at me for appreciating one system over the other because they're doing everything that I would need them to do. And you could say, well, that's just your opinion. Yes, it is just my opinion, but a lot of other people share my opinion. There's 100 and something million fucking PlayStation 4s out there. Must be a reason for that. I don't tamper expectations for shit, bruh. This is how I look at it, Floyd. I play video games. I buy products. Video game is one of my hobbies. I have more than one hobby, but video games is one of my hobbies. It's one of my shit. You know what I'm saying? It is one of my shit. So like I'm more than willing to spend money on it. But because of that, you have to impress me. You have to impress me. You have to make this money of mine worthwhile. And people say, well, what constitute that? Well, that's the problem. No one can really like tell you what is worthwhile to you to spend your money on. I can tell you this though, what Xbox is doing is not it for me. It does not give me the confidence to spend money on them. That's just the way it is, right? That's all it is to it. Think about this. Think about this. I love eating out, and then when I say eating out, I mean food. Nasty ass motherfuckers. I mean food, like going to different restaurants and trying all that shit and stuff, right? And I like, of course, Vietnamese food because I'm Vietnamese. I like sushi. You know what I'm saying? I like Western food as well. So let's say, I'm going on a blind date with a chick or something, and she said, "Oh, you a foodie? You'll probably love this Italian place, right? You into Italian food?" I'll be like, "Hell yeah, I eat Italian food." And she was like, "All right, let me take you to the spot." And right before we pulled up, she was like, "But I want you to temper your expectations, though." What the fuck you mean? You just told me if I like Italian food, you got a spot for me to go, but as soon as we pull up to the parking lot, you talking about temper my expectation about the linguine. The fuck are you talking about? The fuck you mean? You feel me? The fuck you mean? What's up, logical nonsense? Damn, man, I'm about to hop out too. It's like I've been here for 2 hours. I'm about to dip. But thank you for coming through though. Hopefully you like, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you'll catch it on the run back. But you feel me though? Like what the fuck you mean? Temper my expectations. You just said if I like food, if I like Italian food, you got a spot for us to go. Why the fuck are you bringing me here if I need to temper my expectations? It don't fucking make no sense, does it? Does it? It don't make no fucking sense. Like I'm here, I'm ready to eat some food and hopefully smash you later tonight. What do you mean temper my expectations? You gonna tell me that about your pussy too? Like what are you saying? You know what I'm saying? Is the head game not right? What the fuck? Like temper my expectation on your head game? Is that what am I supposed to do too, girl? What am I? What do you? What do you expect me to do, bro? Like I can't. What else, sick? Damn, bro, I'm about to hop out, man. Why y'all show up late as fuck? I've been here for 2 motherfucking hours. I mean, I finished Ghost already, sick. But there's like little things that I gotta do, and once I do it, I probably gotta restart a brand new game again because this motherfucking game, this game has a hold on me, bro. I don't know, I don't know what else to say, but this game got a hold on me. Like it's over, but it's not over. You know what I'm saying? I still gotta do it at least one more time. I'm trying to figure out should I go back to save my save before the last mission and see what happened if I do the other thing instead of the thing that I did. I'm not trying to spoil it for nobody. Or like, do I need to? Oh, you haven't finished it, man. I'm saying, but yeah, man. Like I'm just saying, like I can't do it. Like if you ever tell me to temper my expectation, you fucked up because I never tempered anything. I expect you to show me some shit that's worth my money. And the only way I can tell you what is worth my money is when you showed it to me. I don't know. Like, and what's worth $60 for me might not be the same to you, which is understandable. But if you ask me personally, you're asking me, then I will tell you. Like, that is not worth my money. I'm not throwing my money to that. All right. And and that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. Like I don't know what else to tell motherfuckers. Like it's just that. All right, so to close it all off, it's just Xbox did not wow me at the showcase. It because everything that we shown, I don't even know what we seen. I don't even know what we seen, bro. I like yes, some of those trailers look amazing, but the most amazing trailer was fucking State of Decay. Do you realize what I'm saying? When I saw State of Decay, that trailer for State of Decay 3, I'm like, oh shit. And then State of Decay 3 came on, I'm like, oh shit. Do you feel me? Do you understand? Like, it doesn't mean shit. Nothing they show mean anything until we actually see some real shit. And at this point, man, I'm not disappointed. In order for you to be disappointed, you actually have to have hope for it. I had no hope for it. I just want to see if there's anything worth checking out. And there's a couple of things worth checking out, but that's what it is. So I'm not gonna temper my expectations on shit. I always keep the same energy with every fucking company. I do. I mean, if I shield, I would have told y'all Ghost is a 10 out of 10, is a perfect 100%, and yada yada yada. It is not, but man, is it good. You know what I'm saying? It's not a perfect game by any means, but man, is it good. This shit is fucking everything that the devs set out to do. They succeeded, in my opinion. They succeeded in just practically every way. So yeah, man, that's basically it. DualSense is gonna be fire. Like I can't wait to interact with this motherfucking controller. I'm so glad it's not just press a button or hold this button down while you press this other button. There's way more mechanics and all kinds of shit to DualSense. It's like my most favorite thing about the PS5. I'm not gonna talk about the guts of the PS5. I don't know it. You know what I'm saying? I can't break down SSDs and HDR and all this nonsense, but I can tell you that the controller got me hyped to play. You know what I mean? Uh, Xbox Showcase personally is a 2 out of 10. You know, objectively, I guess it'll be like either a 4 or 5 out of 10. Realistically, it should be a 0 out of 10 because it doesn't show no fucking shit on an actual Xbox. It was shown on the PC. And Ghost is fire, man. If y'all haven't played it, I suggest y'all give it a try. You know what I'm saying? It's engrossing. The whole package itself is worth it. But I'm gonna let y'all go, man. I'm gonna hop back on Ghost real quick. I'll probably stay up until 3, 4 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Actually, you know what's funny? Before I go, I'll tell y'all this. The night that Ghost came out, the day after, I almost got fired. I'm not bullshitting y'all, because I stayed up until like 4, like 3 something, almost 4 in the morning to play that shit. I stayed up, I stayed up until like 3 something, almost 4 in the morning, and I have to be at work at 8. and I showed up to work all fucked up, like all fucked up. Like I could barely work. I didn't even work. Like I stayed awake the whole day, but I didn't really do shit. Like most of my shit wasn't done at all. Like it's like a waste of a day. And the first and throughout the whole day, tired as fuck at work, just sitting there like, man, I can't wait to go home and play some more Ghosts. And you know what's crazy? As tired as I am at work, as soon as I got home, I don't know where I got all this energy on to play Ghost of Tsushima for another 5 motherfucking hours. And then I took a quick nap and woke back up and played it again. You know what I'm saying? Ask ask Cyber Dragon and them. I actually hopped on a little chat room with them on PlayStation. Like, you know what I'm saying, that night, I think. Whichever night it was. I forgot what it was. It's all just a blur to me at this point, but I was tired as fuck. It was like 2, 3 in the morning and I was still playing. You know what I mean? And brother, hours just fly by. Like I could have swore I thought I like the first night I thought I played it for like 10 minutes. I looked I started the game, right? And I thought I played for about 10, 15 minutes. I looked, it was an hour and a half, bro. I've been on that bitch for an hour and a half. And I thought it was like 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, yeah, man, it's just lit. Next week I'll do a review, like a spoiler review on that shit, like a spoiler cast on that shit. And then I'm gonna have to come up with some other topics because I really don't know what else to talk about, really. You know what I mean? That's all like Ghost of Tsushima is all that I have in my head right now. But I'm pretty sure by next Sunday I'll have some other one. I didn't do last Sunday, like I mentioned, just because I was playing Ghost. Like I ain't wanna fuck with y'all. I'm just playing Ghost and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how like motherfuckers like talking about like when do y'all find time to play games? And you're always on motherfucking podcasts. I'm like, yep. That's why I'm not doing one. I'd rather play Ghost. I don't really have shit to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all coming through as always, man. I'm saying, the Floyd, Stardust, y'all always fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Patient Fire, Rome, Sick was, you know what I'm saying, here too. Arsenic, Akumu, damn, who else? Raylo, of course. Raylo was always kicking it. Born Sinner was here. Even Machiavelli's punk ass. You know what I'm saying? Vic Kid. It's nice to see your ass when we don't have no motherfucking contests and shit. Vetcher, you know what I mean? I mean, if I miss anybody else, my bad. But you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all coming through as always, man. I'll see y'all on the next one. Royal Flush, Draco Rex, Asian Gambit, and of course, matter of fact, aka the Ghost of the Round Table. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all coming through, man. Like I said, I'll see y'all on the next one. Deuces.